If you want positive masculinity, look to the great game of rugby. Hey everyone, Rebel Jeff Jones here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the great game of rugby union. It's a game I'm passionate about, it's a game I love. I'm going to talk about why it's a game that promotes positive masculinity. Now before we get into it, please like and share this video to give it a boost. And subscribe to the channel if you like the content that I make. Rugby is a game of values. And the reason why rugby promotes positive masculinity is that it instills those strong values into its players. And it does it very well. It also does it from when they're young. So what are those values? Integrity, strength, respect, discipline, inclusivity, hard work, and fun, which I think a lot of games are struggling to hold on to these days. Fun, games are fun. That's why they're games. Now if you look in the law book for rugby, before any laws are actually spelled out, those values are spelled out first. They're detailed. So it really shows that the values are at the core. They're the very foundation of the game. So what are examples of the values of rugby in action? I'm going to spell out 3 here, but there's a lot I could spell out. First up is the 2006 Munster Heineken Cup win. For years before this, they were working hard to achieve that victory, to become the Heineken Cup champions. The Heineken Cup, for those of you who don't know, at the time it was the European Championship tournament. It's like the Champions League of rugby. A very hard tournament to win. I think in 2005 they actually got to the final and lost. And there were many great players, and I think they were great players. They worked hard, and so everyone knew their time would come, and it did. In 2006, where they won in a great match. All their hard work paid off, and rugby is a true game of hard work. You have to put in the hard work. If you don't, you'll get nowhere. And in particular, the captain, Anthony Foley, who I'll mention later on as well, when he went up, he was so happy because this was something he was exceptionally passionate about achieving. He actually went like that, trying to pretty much raise the energy a bit, and everyone who knew him went, "That's not like him. That's not like Anthony at all to do that." He was so happy to achieve it. He did something out of character. And when he held up that trophy, you could see the happiness in that entire team. That's hard work. Another great example is mixed ability rugby. And this is one that I've seen quite a bit. Actually, a family member of mine is with the local mixed ability rugby team. A really good player, great energy in him. And it shows real inclusivity. Because it's not, we're just playing the game lightly. They play it hard. But there's also a sense of, and this is where fun kind of comes in as well, but it's inclusive of everyone. It doesn't matter what your skill is, come along and play. One of my favourite memories of rugby occurred during a Munster schools match a good few years ago now. Anthony Foley, who I brought up before, he tragically died. He was one of the coaches for the Munster team. They went out to Paris to play a match there. he tragically died when he was out there. So what had happened, because he went to St. Munchin's College. This was a good while after he died. It was a game between St. Munchin's and my school, Presentation Brothers College. And the St. Munchin's side, the crowd stopped chanting for a second, but you could see a banner going up. It's like, what the hell is that about? Turns out it was a banner in tribute to Anthony. And they started singing The Fields of Athenry. And this was my favourite moment. The Pres crowd realised this, and we stopped and sang with them. That really shows solidarity and respect in the game, and those are seriously strong values that are in the great game of rugby. Rugby union is a game that uses the traits of masculinity positively. Now, we always hear that masculinity and its traits of competitiveness, aggression and risk-taking are inherently toxic, otherwise termed as toxic masculinity. Now, they can be toxic if channeled in the wrong way, and it's the same thing with femininity as well. Toxic femininity does exist. Femininity can be toxic if it's channeled in the wrong way. If it's channeled in a way that negatively impacts society. Rugby is a game that uses those masculine traits of competitiveness, aggression and risk-taking and channels them in a way that encourages cooperation with the other players, with coaches, and also it uses it in a way that it makes for a better game, but it also allows for those playing the game to learn how to use their masculinity in a better way for society. And that's what's needed. One of the main reasons I love the game of rugby are those values, because they are such a strong part of the game. Without them, the game wouldn't exist. The game wouldn't have taken anywhere near a hold that it has. Games like soccer, which has values as well, they've lost kind of the hold on those values. They stopped instilling those values for years, and the sport has gone to hell, really. I know they're trying to reinstill those values. That's not really that effective. Instilling values after the fact doesn't really work. So what do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. Rugby is a game that teaches strong values, as well as teaches men and boys to use their masculine traits in a positive way. And I think men and society are better off for it.